We go back to Washington, where liberalism is a mental illness.
It's true.
Chucky Schmucky Schumer, senator out of New York, double downs on the bullshit.
What?
First, he says if we pass the SAVE Act, it'll be Jim Crow 2.0 all over again.
Bullshit. Fuck you.
Now he says if we pass the SAVE Act, blacks will be hanged from trees.
What?
And there'll be whites-only bathrooms.
What the fuck?
I'm Jazz Berganzo on this. See how stupid this all sounds? Because it is. But it's what's next. What's up, everyone? Jazz Berganzo, what's next? Your daily dose, common sense, facts, and salt. Hope you guys are feeling good on this Tuesday. Well, I'm not going to go down the road of, Iran, USA, conflict. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it indifferent? What's going to happen? We don't know what's going to happen. Whatever. But what we do know is that we have a midterms coming up in November. And of course, a lot is on the line. So much so that the Republicans of the House and the Senate had decided to put forth the SAVE Act, the Integrity Act, to actually say, guess what? There'll be no cheating in our elections, in our federal elections, because illegals won't be allowed to vote. Common sense, right? Well, to Republicans, yes. Common sense, yes. Conservatives, yes. Democrats, no, because, like I said in my intro, liberalism is a mental illness. Speaking of, we go to New York. Chucky Schmucky Schumer, senator out of New York, decided to ramp it up, the rhetoric, ramp up the bullshit, when he says, you know what? If we pass the SAVE Act, it'll be Jim Crow 2.0 all over again. Yes, there'll be separations. Yes, there'll be segregations. Yes, there will be oppression in our elections. Now he doubles down and says, well, you know what? If we pass the SAVE Act, wait for it, blacks will be being hung from trees, and of course there'll be whites-only bathrooms. He actually didn't say that, but then again, I won't put it past him. And here we go. This comes out of Breitbart. Schumer, Save America Act, despicable. Trump wants to cheat in the midterms. The balls on this mother... Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called the SAVE Act America Act one of the most despicable pieces of legislation he's ever heard of. He has seen ahead the bill being brought to the floor for a vote this week. Speaking to reporters on Sunday phone call, Schumer claimed that President Donald Trump and Senate Republicans are attempting to, quote, disenfranchise millions of Americans and undermine democracy and pushing this despicable SAVE Act, also called Safeguarding America Voter Eligibility Act. Yes. He also called the Election Integrity Bill one of the most despicable pieces of legislation I've come across in many years as a legislator. Bullshit. None is more important to defeating this dagger of heart of our democracy, the Democrat leader told reporters. After weeks of dragging his feet on the vote of the ID bill, Senate Majority Leader John Thune finally said the act will be voted on this week. Yes, because even he doesn't believe in integrity. However, the act is likely to fail due to Thune's unwillingness to amend the filibuster in the Senate, which currently requires a 60-vote threshold to pass legislation. Schumer continued to rant on reporters saying Donald Trump believes he's going to lose the election. He knows his numbers are in the gutter. And what does he want to do? Well, he wants to cheat because of course he does. He wants to steal the election because of course he does. Like he did in 2021 in a different way, he claimed. He added that Senate Democrats do not know what Thune will bring to the floor in the coming days, but they are ready to counter it. Quote, we don't know yet what Thune is doing, but we will do exactly what we're prepared to do in every possible scenario. My caucus feels strongly that this will be a horror show of epic proportions. One of the worst things that could happen in the history of this country in terms of allowing people to vote. My thoughts. Schumer is a schmuck, hence Chucky Schmucky Schumer. The fact of the matter is that if we take a trip back in the way back, let's go way, way, way back to 2020, that wonderful year of kumbaya, holding hands. We are united as one, as we had a bullshit of a coof epidemic, vax mandates and nonsensical garbage like that. Half the country burning down because of a fentanyl felon. And of course, we all know that Joe Dementia got 83 million votes, more than Barack Obama. The fact of the matter is that the Integrity Act makes it clear for one and one thing only, is that illegals are not allowed to vote in federal elections. Period. End of story. That's all it says. That's it. Done. There's nothing more to it. But of course, Democrats who are mentally ill continue to push forth the bullshit that oppression will occur, that disenfranchisement will occur. Blacks will not be able to vote. Browns will not be able to vote. This is despicable to our democracy. This is bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And for John Thune to be dragging his feet, which of course he did, is ridiculous. He's a clown. He doesn't believe in the Integrity Act either. So we're going to need 60 votes. We're going to need a vocal filibuster to squash this thing, to make it happen so Trump can sign it into law. But then again, I don't put much confidence in John Thune or the Senate Republicans, because a lot of them are pussies. Especially when you have one Senator Ditch McConnell, Cocaine Mitch, who keeps tripping over himself, falling down constantly, and of course is taking pages out of Joe Dementia's book on how to be dimensional. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous that we are still fighting over integrity in voting, where you have other countries who make it very clear that if you are not a citizen of that country, you are not allowed to participate in the voting process. It's not fucking hard. It's not. Sun is hot, water's wet, the sky is blue, winter's cold. You vote as a citizen of these United States. As a citizen of these United States, you are allowed to participate in the Voting Act. It is your right as a citizen, but it's not your right that if you are illegal in this country to vote, period, end of story. So we're going to see where this goes. A lot of us, conservatives aren't very confident that this is going to pass the muster because of knuckleheads like Thune, Mitch McConnell, and asswipes like Chucky Schumer. And with that being said, I'm Jazz Berganzo. This is What's Next. Want to see more like this? Please leave a comment below. Like it, share it, subscribe to it, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss a thing. Continue to spread the word about the show. Appreciate you guys watching as always. And stay thirsty, my friends. We'll see you next time. Peace.